Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Outside. Today what we're going to do is to take a look at Healer's addition to his collection. About a couple of years ago now we reviewed his collection, and since then he's added some more, and this is sort of a subsample of what he's been added. I'm sure there were some other ones that were traded away too. The first watch is by Crayon. Most people identify Crayon with the clowns and the jester faces and so forth, but this guy is a serious watchmaker. The Crayon Everywhere watch, it's a 3 hertz watch, which is what I like. It's automatic with a micro rotor, little gold micro rotor. But the thing about this watch is really incredible. If you can set the longitude and latitude of where you are, you have the correct date. Now the watch will then show the correct times of sunrise and sunset, as well as the duration of daylight and nighttime hours anywhere in the world. This is really an amazing watch. So it won the Innovation Prize in the Grand Prix in 2018. I have no idea why it didn't win the Grand Prize, but it didn't. This is really a neat watch, a neat addition to Healer's collection. Now this next one is a couple things here. What Healer does is he takes his watches and then he combines it with artwork, and all of these photographs are ones that he took. They look like a professional advertising agency did them, but they didn't. This is all Healer's work. This Centigrade is the anniversary model, and it's it's a typical in one respect. Chronograph, in other words, the dials and so forth are for different chronographic measurements. The layout is I just love this watch. And then of course on the back you can see the gold, the bridges and the plates that FP Yourn puts in gold, which is everything. Gorgeous watch, and again, I'm a big fan of Healer's artwork. All right, this next one is a JeanLuc duometry unique travel time watch. The watch itself is on the front. You can see the front there with a little globe and so forth, and the back a little hard to see around it. They have a number of the major cities and so forth, so that you can also see that. Has a second time zone, hour, minute, jumping hour, which is sort of interesting, and the day-night indicator, map of the world, seconds, world time, twin power reserve, and then it's got what's caliber 383 with 2 barrels. So one of the aspects I like about this watch is the whole idea of jumping hours. You can see it. It's where that little window says 2, about 10 o'clock, with the red, it has the red hand on it right around 2 o'clock. Very cool watch. Now this next one is an amazing watch in so many ways. First of all, it's called the FP Yourn Tourbillon, Souverain Vertical. Now, most of the tourbillons you see are like this relative to the watch. This one, here's your watch, and your tourbillon goes this way. And it's set that way because there were certain problems with it. On the back, it has Healer 74. So I thought that was a nice thing that FP Yourn did for Healer. Caliber 159, deadbeat seconds, power reserve indicator, remontoire d'égalité, which I just absolutely love, and it's called a 30-second vertical tourbillon. All right, the ones that go the same direction as the dial are your regular tourbillons, but your vertical tourbillons are right angles with your dial. You can sort of see it in the picture on the left there. Now this next one is a watch that is, they have these in different numbering systems. This is one of the Arabic numbering systems. It's not the Arabic numbering system like on watches that they use in the West, but rather it's a type of Arabic numbering system. It's called the FP Yourn Chronomet Blue Byblos, caliber 1304. Caliber 1304 is used in all of the Chronomet souverains as well. So it's a very strong standard movement, and on the Byblos, for some reason, they opened up and you can see part of the keyless works, which I think is really cool. This watch is the Byblos with different Byblos with different configurations is really a trip. Love this watch. Now this next one, MB&F. We're going to be looking at several MB&F, so I want to do something to begin with to clear everything up. Maximilian Busser and Friends is what MB&F stands for. And what happens is that all these different watchmakers go to work with Maximilian Busser and his shop and make these fabulous watches. This one is called the Legacy Machine 2. And it's by Jean-Francois Maujon and Kerry Voutilanen. So here you have two top-notch movement makers and watchmakers collaborating on one for MB&F. I'm not sure how they worked that out, but it's really neat. This is a single-barreled, hand-wound, called a chronode movement. And I'm not sure if chronode is a brand or a type. It's what this is, though. And I'm not sure, like I said, it's described as a chronode movement. It's got 45 hours of power reserve, 2 balances. Now this is, you can see the balances right on the top there. Those 2 things coming out of the side that look like this, and the wheels there that are at about, one's at 4 o'clock, the other one's about 7 o'clock of the main one. Those are multiple balances, and what they do is that they're joined by what's called a planetary, differential system, and it averages out the regulatory energy of each balance for more accurate timekeeping. How that works is a whole another video, but this is really a fabulous watch. Now, this next one is another one. It's another MB&F Legacy Machine, and it's some MBF Legacy Machine Perpetual, and it's done by an Irish watchmaker named Stephen McDonald. And again, it has the balance is on the dial, and the dates and the power reserve indicator are over at about 7 and 4 o'clock respectively, and then the major hours is up at the top. This is an interesting watch. Really, another MB&F. All MB&Fs are really interesting. They're all very limited. They'll make 10 or so copies of each one, and that's it. When I say limited, I mean really limited. Okay, now here's another MBF, and this is a Legacy 1 machine, and again with Francois Moujon and Kerry Wooten-Lana. But the thing about this that is really just a, a trip. There's a Chinese sculpture named Xia Hang, and this is a Xia Hang edition. And at just above 6 o'clock, you can see on the dial of the watch, and I put a little over to the side there. I put another little model of it. He did a sculpture. He had a full-size sculpture, and he made a miniature version of it to be used as the power reserve indicator. It's on top of a Legacy machine. Now, this one you can even see at below the 12 o'clock there. You can see the escapement wheel, so you can see most of the whole works in the power reserve indicator. These MB&F watches are just amazing. All right, now here is another Legacy machine by Stephen McDonald. And here you have a more elaborate perpetual time, or perpetual calendar, I should say. The time's up at 12 o'clock. You have your balance right in the middle of the watch, and then over at 9 o'clock is a hand date. At 3 o'clock is the day, and then at 6 o'clock is the date, and and there's two more indicators over at 4 and 7. This watch, it's got a lot of stuff to pay attention to, and there's the next to it is the back of it, and another just really amazing movement. Okay, there's one more, and that is a very clean Jaeger-LeCoultre Master ultra thin perpetual enamel, and they call it perpetual enamel when it's a perpetual calendar, but they have this dial on there that is really amazing. This picture of it, it's hard. You have to look at it from all these different angles to see how many. You really get all of these different dials by the way it moves, and it's an enamel. The caliber is 868A /2. This is another, for it's a limited edition to 100 by Jaeger-LeCoultre. 100 by Jaeger-LeCoultre is extremely small. It would be a big one by MB&F. Okay, one last thing. Healer's dad passed away very recently, and I asked him if he'd like to have a little memorial for him, and this is the memorial. This is my friend, mentor, and father. I was at your feet when I said, "We part well, for you are in better company." That was a nice one. Anyway, any comments or ideas about Healer 74's collection? I'd like to hear, and so would Healer. And if you have your own collection you'd like reviewed, please send it in. We don't compare like somebody's got a better collection as. Nothing's competitive here. Anyway, if you'd like to subscribe, this is an invitation to do so. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Outside, the art and science of watch collection.